welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, welcome. My name is Meg, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Dose of Colors Desi X Katy Round 2 collection. I am so excited for this video. I was kind of hoping they would come out with a round 2 because I was running a real low on my over-the-top gloss. I kind of stopped using it because I was like, I'm gonna run out and this is gonna be gone forever. But they brought it back. Good on them, they know what's good. They also have the Thoughty sister of that came out, an eyeshadow palette. They brought back Fuego Highlight. They also have different lip products. So in this video, I'm going to overview swatches for you. I'm going to do eye swatches. I'm going to swatch every single shadow in this palette on my eyeballs for y'all. If you would like to know what I'm wearing on my eyes today, subscribe because I will be doing a tutorial with this eye look coming out next week probably. So you don't want to miss out on it. I'm just going to give you my overall feedback from using this today. And the more tutorials I put out with this, the more I will be able to give a full rounded impression and review of this. But today it's just going to be first impressions based on the eye look I did today and swatching these on my lid. So without further ado, if I didn't say already, be sure to subscribe. Let's get into it. Right, so I loved the last collection that came out with Dose of Colors. It was the first time I purchased from the company. I always kind of was curious about them, but never really had like a reason, like something that, you know, drew me in enough to want to buy from them. And then they collabed with them last year. So this is the eyeshadow quad that they came out with them last year. It had a unique formula to it because some of the eyeshadows you could use wet and you needed to use them wet. Which was great, but it was also a little bit confusing because I had to hold on to the piece of paper to remember which ones to use wet. So they said that in this new palette, all the shadows are the same, like the glitters are the same. You don't need to use them wet or anything, so that's like a little bit more convenient. But I definitely did love these shadows that came out the first time around. I got the entire collection the first time around. So I also have the Mirame Highlight, and here is Fuego. I use this as a blush topper often, and they brought Fuego back in the new collection, so I didn't repurchase it because I still have so much from the last one. I did swatch all the lip colors. I'll be inserting that right now when I was in the store. I feel like if I were to pick up one of the lip colors, it would be It's a Mauve Story. I think that's what it's called. That's the one that kind of intrigued me that I think would look decent on my skin tone. But the formulation is really smooth and creamy. The lipsticks, swatching it felt the same as the lipsticks from the previous collection. And the liquid lips felt so smooth and velvety swatching. So I've heard really great things about them so far. I heard that they last a long time. So I'm sure that those are just as great of quality as last time. So last time they also came out with this gloss. This is my all-time favorite gloss. I was having to stop myself from using it in videos because I was running low and I'm like, it's a one-time thing. It's never coming back. I don't want to use it all. It'll be so sad when it's gone. But thankfully they brought this back, so I had to repurchase a brand new one. So I have my backup. If I had more money to just spend on stuff, I probably would ideally like to have like 3 backups of this. And then I also, of course, because this was such a fave, I had to get the Most. This is a new one. It's really hard to catch on camera, but the iridescence in this is just like mind-blowing. Like it's kind of like mermaidish. You can see like there's a little flecks of like blue and green, but when you get into the direct sunlight, there's really flecks of red that is in here. So I'm super pumped about this. And then of course the main attraction is the Friendcation palette. So you can kind of see the difference. I was talking about the packaging on my Instagram stories a little bit ago that last time it was super gold and this time it's like more that rose gold, and I'm really living for it. I mean, not that it really matters because this is stuff that we throw away, but this rose gold is so gorgeous. I just wish I could put this all over my body. Like if I could get this in a liquid highlight, that would be so yes, it's the same idea, just a different tone with the packaging. And here we do have 10 eyeshadows. Half the palette is the glitter and shimmers, and then half the palette are mattes. And what really drew me to this palette of course, was the glitter. And then for the matte shades, they're pretty basic except for this one. I'm really excited about this matte shadow, and they also just look so nice, and I like that they're not super warm toned. Like this is like the most warm tone brown in this palette. So I'm a big fan of that. I was kind of hoping for that because Katy, I know she likes her taupes, so I was hoping she would sneak some in here. So here is a swatch of all the glitters. I know I say on my channel, it's a thing. I say finger swatches don't matter. They don't mean anything. We need to test it out on the eye. I will be doing eye swatches here in a minute of all 10 shadows. But this palette, you can't help but to swatch it. Here is an insert of the glitters. You can just see how blindingly beautiful and sparkly they are. Like, I can't wait. Like, I don't have enough lid space. I want to have it all in my eyeballs at once. So I was also playing around with different color combinations because you can easily layer these shadows. If you feel like you want a purple color and that's missing, you can mix some together to create a purple color. You can add light on top of dark. Like, honestly, there's 10 shadows and only 5 glitters, but the possibility of combinations is literally endless with the glitter. So I'm going to show you some of the swatches that I have here. Here I have Just a Kiss, which is this, you know, the lightest champagne that's just supposed to be reflex. I have Just a Kiss on top of the red pink color, like the rose gold color. And then to create a purple, I just took the blue and put it on top of the purple. You can see down here I put the pink red on top of the blue, but having this reddish color as a base and putting the blue on top gets you a more true purple color. So if you are interested in making that combination, here I put Dirty Money on top of Just a Kiss, and it gave a really soft effect to it. Dirty Money is an olive gold color. Over here is Dirty Money, and I put the red color on top of it, and it kind of created like a peachy color almost. And I didn't put anything on the other end of that swatch. Here is a blue color, and I put the cranberry red color on top of it. I'm not really a fan of it this way, and then I put I put nothing on this other side. Just a Kiss, I bet, would look gorgeous on top of this too. And then this last swatcheroo here is the black color. So here I put Just a Kiss, and it looks gorgeous on top of it. I put the red color on top of it. It definitely smokes that up if you really wanted to do a sultry look with that red cranberry, rose gold color, whatever color it is. And my favorite is putting the blue on top of the black. It just looks absolutely amazing. So these are just absolutely gorgeous. It was just fun to sit down and just play with it and see what different combinations I can come up with. I still have no idea what I'm doing for an eye look today. I will have a tutorial on that up very soon. It will probably be one of the next videos up. So if you don't want to miss me using this palette in a tutorial, be sure to subscribe. Let's jump into the eye swatches, and then I will be back to give you my first impression of the palette. Before we jump into the swatches, I just want to explain a little bit how I run swatches on my channel. So I just take my Tarte Shape Tape or any sort of opaque concealer that I have. It's what I generally use as an eyeshadow base, so that is why I lay it down. I just blend it out with a damp sponge. Sometimes I set with a translucent powder. Most of the time in my eye swatching videos, that is what I do. But today I'm not going to set the base because I just want to see how these shadows move around on a tacky base. And I know the glitters are going to stand out the best on a tacky base. So I am just going to be blending and applying, but I just wanted to explain the base situation so you guys know. Let's roll into it. am back. I have my makeup on, like a little bit more presentable. If you would like to see a tutorial, I did mix 3 glitters on my lids, okay? I made a little cocktail. So if you'd like to see the tutorial, subscribe because it will be up next week. You don't want to miss it, and I'm wearing the most on my lips. I just had a basic nude lip liner underneath as a base and placed this on top. So let me just gather my thoughts here for a second, and while I do so, I'm going to apply Fuego highlight to my cheekbones, and I'm going to show you how I use MakeupByMegB as a blush topper. Chasing the Sun definitely would have been way too dark for me after swatching it in the store. I kind of wish I went beforehand with MakeupByMegB on my hands so I can compare them, but MakeupByMegB definitely seems more rose gold tone than Chasing the Sun. So I'm always nervous about putting this on my actual cheekbones because this is normally too dark for me, but because I know I still look really pale, but I do have some color, so I'm hoping it'll look good. So I'm going to start off with a little and build my way up. And this is definitely a buildable highlight. You can just see how it just looks so nice right there. And I'm feeling rather confident with this. So I'm going to start to pile a little more on. Oh, yes. I feel like my coloring looks bluish, so I'm going to restart. See, now I'm starting to build up a little bit too much. I'm going to restart this and hope the color is fixed. Hopefully it's a little bit more warm tone and true to color now that I've restarted the camera. But anyways, this is how I use these highlights as a blush topper. You want to have like a really fluffy tapered highlighting brush, or I mean this could be a blush brush. This is the Luxie 522 tapered highlighter brush. So I just literally go like 3 taps, a little bit of it, and I just lightly dot it onto my cheekbone, like on the actual apples of my cheek. And I like this because you can just see it just brings that glow right down here, and it brings more focus to the center of your face. That's just my opinion. So it's a little bit more rosy. This is a more noticeable difference when I do my typical highlights, when I wear my Ofra Glazed Donut, which is like very white, and my Becca Moonstone, which is also like on the pale whiter side. These are definitely more gold and warm tone highlighters. You can see more of a difference, and it definitely looks more of a blush topper with those highlights on. But these are the 2 from the previous collection. Fuego is back with a new collection, so it just gives you a nice overall glow. Alright, I'm also actually, for funsies, going to highlight my body. So I'm going to pick this back up, go right on to my collarbone. I always do this like when I'm not even leaving the house. Get a little shimma shimma. Alrighty, so let's talk about this collection while I'm highlighting myself. So the shadows are unlike anything that I've ever tried before, ever, which is like a huge statement to say because I've been on YouTube for quite some time. I've been a makeup lover for like more than the past 10 years. So for me to be this blown away and like this impressed by an eyeshadow collection really speaks volumes and just says a lot. I just could not get over how effortlessly these shadows blend. You don't even need to set a tacky base, and they blend like it's set, but you don't lose any of the pigment behind the shadow. Like, it's just mind-boggling, the formulation behind these shadows. I would definitely want to try out more shadows from Dose of Colors, but I do feel like they are on the pricier side. This was $55 for the palette, so to me that is super expensive for 10 shadows, but they're just so good, and I think the glitters in here kind of make up for the price. Ugh. I mean, I just don't think that this is something you should pass up on. Like, you really don't have anything like this in your collection. I know I don't really have anything like this. Like, sure, this color and like this color. Those 3 shadows are something that a lot of palettes have, sure. But you have 7 other shadows that you don't really have anything like them. I just think it's so worth it, and just staring at these glitters in person, you can just see all the different dimension to them. Let's do a quick comparison from this palette to this one. So I am going to take the shade Just a Kiss, swatcheroo it right there. And then from here, I am taking Sue's. So here you can see Just a Kiss is like barely lingering there, so that's the difference. Sue's is right here. So Sue's is definitely more of a moment, more of its standalone color. Just a Kiss, you can see it's just like floating around. It's just so pretty and beautiful. Let's see, what else? Let's just take Dirty Money. And I'm going to take Harpoon next to Dirty Money. So here is Dirty Money, here is Harpoon. So you can just see the slight difference between these. The formulation of the new glitters is so much more smooth and creamier. Lastly, I'm going to take Turbo Sun and compare it to, what's the black in here? Game Over. So here is Game Over and here is Turbo Sun. So you can see that Turbo is more of like a reddish purpley kind of color. They're all different in their own right, and I still really do like the shadows from this palette, but there is a major difference. I mean, just the glitter reflex in the new glitters is so much more intense, so much more there, and it's just, oh, so beautiful, so much more pigmented. I really love the formulation that they use this time around. That being said, like I just said, I still like the old palette, but they really stepped the game up with this new one. If you were to get anything from the collection, I really think this eyeshadow palette is something that you need. For the glosses, I've heard quite a mix of opinion on these. People either love this gloss or they hate it. This is my old one. I should probably be holding up the new one, but I tucked it away. For me, like, a lot of people were saying that it's gritty, they can't stand it, it's like awful on the lips. I don't think it's super thick. I don't think it's super tacky. Like you need hardly any to coat your lips, so you don't want to put too much on. And for me to fill the glitter, I really have to rub my lips together hard to feel the grittiness of the glitter, but just wearing it on my lips, I don't feel glitter. So to me, that's a non-issue. It's not anything that's super intense or super chunky. I kind of disagree with the people that say that it's too much. That's my opinion. Again, the highlighter is very nice, very glowy. So I am super pleased, first impression wise, with this palette. Again, I will have many tutorials using these glitters, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. Oh my god, I don't know if I'm missing any other information. Honestly, my only critique is the prices. $17 for a lip gloss is so much. Like, I would be more into it if it was like $14. I think this is like what my criticism for the last collection was the prices. I just think the lip products are a little bit too much in my opinion. They're really great quality, they're really great lipsticks, but it's just, that's why I didn't pick any up this time around. And again, I would buy multiples of the glosses if they were less expensive. And I do think $55 for 10 shadows is definitely up there, but the glitters kind of make it worth it. So if it's in your budget, I highly again recommend this. Be sure to give this a thumbs up if you like this video. Leave me a comment below. What would you like from the collection? What do you think of the collection based off this first impression video? Let me know. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.